But now we'll put our focus on Rahul Gandhi. When Rahul Gandhi speaks, he says, I speak for the entire opposition. He also says that I speak without any fear. Rahul Gandhi speaks about NEET, he speaks about Agniveer, he speaks about Manipur. Now, Rahul Gandhi today clearly is looking more emboldened. But what happens when Rahul Gandhi gets fact-checked by the government? Now, remember he spoke about Agniveer. Again, what we heard from the BJP is what he said were lies. And that is why the government insists that Rahul Gandhi should tender an apology. But that is just not the only story. What he's also done is that he's triggered this huge uproar with his remark that targets the BJP. He says that some who call themselves Hindus only talk about violence, hatred and lies. A comment directed directly at the BJP. Before we tell you why did the Prime Minister intervene and stand up to respond to that, first up, exactly what we've heard from Rahul Gandhi.
शिव जी कहते हैं डरो मत, डराओ मत, अभय मुद्रा दिखाते हैं, अहिंसा की बात करते हैं, त्रिशूल को जमीन में गाड़ देते हैं, और जो लोग अपने आप को हिंदू कहते हैं वो 24 घंटा हिंसा हिंसा हिंसा, नफरत नफरत नफरत, असत्य सत्य असत्य। आप हिंदू हो ही नहीं।
And as all this was going on, as Rahul Gandhi was making that comment on the floor of the House, the Prime Minister himself stood up. He interrupted Rahul Gandhi's speech and he said that painting the entire Hindu community as violent is a serious matter. It should not be done. Not just him. You also had the Union Home Minister Amit Shah, who took umbrage to the insult of the entire community, also calling for an apology from the Congress MP. But you've also seen an aggressive Rahul Gandhi who retorted to this. He said the Modi government, the RSS and the BJP all do not represent the Hindus in the country. He said you are not someone who hold the entirety of Hindus, and that is why this is a comment that cannot be generalized for the entire Hindu community.
ये विषय बहुत गंभीर है। पूरे हिंदू समाज को हिंसक कहना ये गंभीर विषय है।
नरेंद्र मोदी जी पूरा हिंदू समाज नहीं है, बीजेपी पूरा हिंदू समाज नहीं है, आरएसएस पूरा हिंदू समाज नहीं है। ये ठेका नहीं है बीजेपी का। ये सब हिंदू हैं यहाँ पे, ये सब हिंदू हैं।
अभय की बात तो इनको करने का कोई अधिकार नहीं है। आपातकाल में पूरे देश को इन्होंने भयभीत करा है, लाखों लोगों को जेल में डाला। दिल्ली में दिन दहाड़े हजारों सिख भाइयों का कत्लेआम उनके शासन में हुआ। आज वो भय की बात कर रहे हैं। मान्यवर, मेरा आपसे आग्रह है कि श्री राहुल गांधी नेता प्रतिपक्ष पहला भाषण होने के बावजूद माफी मांगनी चाहिए।
So huge controversy that has erupted following that entire comment. Now Priyanka Gandhi also spoke on the entire issue. She continues to defend her brother, and in fact she says that Rahul was very clear on who he is actually targeting. She also says that he can never insult Hindus. He is not anti-Hindu, but it is the BJP that is twisting the comment. But the BJP clearly is not buying any of this. They continue to say that there is a record, and the Congress party, and particularly Rahul Gandhi, are anti-Hindu.
कभी हिंदुओं का अपमान नहीं कर सकते, बहुत स्पष्ट बोला है उन्होंने बीजेपी के बारे में बोला है, उन्होंने बीजेपी के नेताओं के बारे में।
श्री राहुल गांधी को देश की जनता से माफी मांगनी चाहिए। श्री राहुल गांधी का बयान झूठ का एक पुलंदा है, अपनी उस मानसिकता का हिस्सा है जो एक्सीडेंटल हिंदू लगातार आजादी के बाद से करते रहे हैं।
So why did Rahul Gandhi do what he did? Does this really help the Congress and its politics from here on? Kapil, we'll ask you that question. He's a political analyst. He does lean towards the Congress. Tariq Khanji is national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Do they agree with the line that Rahul Gandhi has taken? क्या आप समर्थन करेंगे राहुल गांधी का? ये आपसे पूछेंगे. Tom Varakan is a national spokesperson of the BJP, and Mr. Rajgopalan is a senior journalist. As always, he gets the final word on the show. So let's begin, Kapil, by asking you, why are you being anti-Hindu? I mean, the BJP has not just branded you as an anti-Hindu party and Rahul Gandhi as a Chunavi Hindu, but they have enough proof to, substantiate that claim. How does this attack against Hindus, calling them violent, Kapil, really help your cause?
Dipti, let me, begin by saying I think, there is an inherent contradiction in your opening remark, and I will explain why. If you have, and I'm sure you must have read the entire speech given by Mr. Rahul Gandhi, what he in his speech was focusing on was, he was focusing on the fact that our religious mythologies have explained the concept of ahimsa, have explained the concept of fearlessness, and have explained the concept of truth. And while doing so, Mr. Rahul Gandhi has referred to Lord Shiva, Mr. Rahul Gandhi has referred to Guru Nanak Dev Ji. He has also referred to several other religious figures to say that every religious figure has consistently preached the idea of fearlessness, truthfulness, and ahimsa. It is only those individuals who claim themselves to be Hindu, however, they are not following the principles as being taught by Hinduism. And he was pointing out and calling out those individuals.
Okay.
And I think, if you look at it, why does this irk BJP? Because if someone who calls himself
Kapil, you've raised a
but
question.
He does not, just a minute.
You've raised a question, Kapil. You've raised a good question. Let's ask Tom. Why are you getting this is the LOP that he's speaking, and the LOP says I'm speaking for the entire opposition. So why do you have a problem with this, Tom, is what Kapil is asking.
Deepti, one straight question. He said, well, BJP is not Hindus. RSS is not Hindus. Did he place his hand on the heart and say, I am a Hindu? I dare say, did he say that? Did he say that I am a Hindu? No. Today we are all, I'm a minority, and I'm alive and ticking. Because of Hindus. It is because of the support they have given us. The welcome that they have given us in India. The Mughals have come. The Muslims are here. They are all living peacefully. Who is Rahul Gandhi and is trying to play the appeasement game? His Wayanad game is over. He had to get that votes. Now he is trying to get that same votes for Priyanka Gandhi, and that is why she's supporting him.
Okay, interesting, Tom. I think that's an interesting insight that you've, put in here. I see Mr. Rajgopalan who's wanting to come in, but Mr. Rajgopalan, just give me another minute because I want to get Tariq then to respond to what Tom has said, and then you can come in here. So, Tariq Khanji, क्या असली game यही है, appeasement? To ensure that the minority vote bank stays with the Congress, it doesn't get fragmented in a lot of parties, including yours. Is that the larger game plan of Rahul Gandhi? Tariq Khanji, are you worried?
He said you. He's addressing BJP. Now, we could have another scenario. Likewise, what I am saying, BJP most of the time said that Congress and India bloc is anti-Sanatan. If provided they'll come in power, they'll finish Sanatan. They are saying Congress. It would be generalized that they are not saying to Congress or India bloc, they are saying to the whole country. If the same thing, if we are saying something to BJP, some allegation, it's being generalized to whole India. In a same way, if an allegation comes from the side of BJP, it should be generalized. What we have been talking about? This is not fair. What he said, he exactly said to BJP. If that point is generalized to the people of the nation, that must be generalized on the other side to the people of the nation.
Okay.
You said, Prime Minister said many times that In case India bloc or Congress will come in power, they'll finish Sanatan. That means, and they are anti-Sanatan. That means you are saying that whole country, people of the nation are anti-Sanatan.
But you know, Tariq Khanji, when you make that comment, and I just have a limited intervention, we still had people like Udayanithi, who made those comments, no? Okay, so there is a history. There is a history why you have seen those comments. But do you believe that does not damage the Congress or parties like yours?
If somebody is saying that, BJP will say. BJP will say that doesn't mean that statement has been for the whole country.
Okay. So Mr. Rajgopalan, when it comes to the BJP, has the BJP kind of, created a mountain out of a molehill?
Not at all. Rahul Gandhi should have mentioned certain things very often. And he should not have gone overboard. He's a motor mouth opposition leader. My understanding is regional parties like Samajwadi Party, TMC and others should be careful because Mr. Rahul Gandhi wants to take away the regional parties' Muslim votes to Kitty. It's a dangerous situation. He attacked Hindus so that he gets minority vote. That was his plan. He thought that since he's in the poll campaign mode, and he said, and he put it on the parliament, it has become a very joking type of thing. That is it. He just stood up and said, opposition leader should be serious. He thought that opposition leader is a joker.
You still believe that this was a non-serious comment, Kapil, but how would you respond to a lot of other criticism? People say that is Rahul Gandhi dealing with real issues or not? When he's the LOP and he's expected to speak about a lot of other issues, should this really have been his priority, Kapil? How do you see this?
Now, if you look at the, statement, again, I would reiterate my, remark and I would say he has spoken on Agniveer. He has given an incident where a woman has complained because she was not able to make food at home. He has taken the issue of rice.
But Kapil, the government has
taken the issue. No, Dipti, no, please do not interrupt me. Yes, you are interrupting.
Yes,
if you say you are not interrupting and you will interrupt, that still means that you are interrupting.
Okay, go on.
You are interrupting, please do not say that. Now he has raised all the issues which I think matters to our people. Okay. He's talked about price rise. He's talked about the values of Hinduism. He's talked about Agniveer scheme. He's talked about education. He's talked about need. I think. Do you think these are issues so trivial that it should not be talked in the parliament? And if these are trivial issues, you please tell your viewers what are the other issues that a person should be raising in the parliament. You please point out.
Good point. So, Tom, would you actually give it to Rahul Gandhi that, the BJP that used to set the agenda, Mr. Rajgopalan, you would also agree that this is Rahul Gandhi that has ensured that the entire government top brass today is defending their own stand. They are made to respond to what Rahul Gandhi has said. Tom first, then Mr. Rajgopalan.
Well, Dipti, here's one LOP for the first time in history who says he doesn't know anything about the NCC, okay? This is one in Bangalore. Now he talks about the Agniveer. What is the reality? The fact check of that is 1 crore is being offered to every Agniveer. I repeat, 1 crore is being offered to every martyr of Agniveer. And they are martyrs for this country, and their life is as precious for us as anybody else. So the man who does not know what NCC is, what is Agniveer about, he says that NEET exam is a commercial exam and it's meant for whom? For the rich. What he doesn't know, that the capitation fees regime with different colleges charging lakhs and lakhs of rupees for one single seat was removed. And NEET was introduced by whom?
But Tom, you would also agree that there have been a lot of anomalies, when it comes to the NTA, how the exam has been conducted, a lot of questions have been raised. And Rahul Gandhi says, I'm speaking for the people. So is the government already on the defensive?
No, there is an inquiry. There are pitfalls. We are course correcting the whole issue.
Okay.
Before that, he is trying to bring the youth, and there is this entire lobby of medical colleges run by MLAs of DMK, Congress in Karnataka, Maharashtra, who own medical colleges, and they are funding this entire operation. And this funding is the children are suffering because earlier when you had, please let me complete.
Yes.
When you had, before the pre-NEET, when Congress party introduced the NEET. Why was it introduced? Because there had to be a central system.
Yes.
Children had to run from one state to the other to get forms and give examinations and then pay the capitation fees. It was to prevent that. Now this NEET, there's a problem. Education Minister has admitted it. There's going to be a total revamp. You will have a new face on it. And the CBI is getting to the bottom of it. So let's wait for the CBI report.
Okay, interesting. But Tom did concede, Tariq Khanji, that there has been a problem and he says the government is fixing it. I know you want to respond, and also Mr. Rajgopalan. I'll quickly head into a break with your permission. On the other side, we'll also ask a panel of guests whether religion, whether faith, ladies and gentlemen, is being used right now to settle scores. Don't go anywhere. We are talking about Rahul Gandhi and his maiden speech as the LOP. Back. So, how do you see Rahul Gandhi's maiden speech as the LOP? We've seen a lot of feedback coming in as we continue to discuss with Tom Barak and Rajgopalanji, Kapil, and also Tariq Khan of the Samajwadi Party. There are some people who say that this was really good, Tom. People say that this was a great opening for Rahul Gandhi, but then there are others who question whether this is his priority. Tariq Khanji, we'll come to you first. How do you assess Rahul Gandhi and the road ahead?
No, he raised all type of issues, and this is what he talked about. These are the core issues of the country. NEET, he talked about NEET, he talked about Agniveer. Now BJP spokesperson said that we are giving 1 crore rupees to the Agniveer. What happened to Amritpal last year? Punjab government has given Amritpal 1 crore rupees, not the central government. Why this has happened? Because he was not considered matter. Point number one. Point number two, somebody will respond to me. You'll give me time. Point number two, if you have everything right in Agniveer, why we have getting this news that there must be some type of changes in Agniveer? What type of changes? That means you are accepting that there has been some type of problems with Agniveer. These are one of them. Whom you will consider a martyr and whom you will not. These are the questions being raised by the people, not by us. These are the young peoples of the young boys of India who are raising these questions.
But you know, I agree, Tariq Khanji, I agree with a lot of these points that you have made. But Mr. Rajgopalan, isn't this the hallmark of the BJP? You know, their quick damage control. When they realize something is going wrong, they don't shy away, they'll go and fix it. And we do know that there has been pressure even from the allies, including the JDU, to say that scrap the scheme or rework the scheme. But is this really about the scheme, Mr. Rajgopalan? And what about this Hindu narrative that Rahul Gandhi again and again is wanting to create? Does this work when you have an original Hindu party like the BJP calls itself versus what a lot of people say is a pseudo-secular Congress?
Madam Preeti, this Anthony report should be read by Mr. Rahul Gandhi. He knows about the AK Anthony report. He said in 2014, we should not antagonize the majority community. That is one silver lining point. But Kapil Madan will quietly skip away that because AK Anthony report spoke against Rahul Gandhi's presence. That is what Pranab said. And moreover, I have covered parliament for 40 years, Deepthi. Never seen such a joker opposition leader who can call this one, and he comes like a bouncer. And the day before yesterday, he was wearing a shirt.
Okay. And Mr. Rajgopalan, apologies, I'm interrupting you only for what of time. Tomorrow is a big day. The Prime Minister will be speaking in the Lok Sabha. We'll see where the story goes. I thank all gentlemen for joining us as we quickly head into a break now.